Stop me if you've already seen this.
Apple loses another iPhone prototype at a bar. iOS 5 Beta 7 gets released to developers, and iTunes Match also got released in beta, and it includes streaming. All this and more coming up right now. Hello everybody, I'm Jaime Rivera and welcome to the Pocketnow iReview, the show where we go through all this week's cool and the not so cool inside the world of Apple's iOS devices. Let's start this week off with the cool. Okay, so I debated whether to include this in the cool or not so cool, so bear with me here. It seems that Apple again has lost an iPhone prototype in a tequila bar in San Francisco, and well, rumors have it, and CNET's been reporting that Apple's got the police crazy looking for their invaluable device that they can't find. Now, we're going to tag this as a rumor for now because first of all, where are the images of the device? There's no really real confirmation that this is an iPhone or probably just anything. It could be anything. There's no real confirmation that it is an iPhone. And well, this is what I hate about sending CNET to do Gizmodo's job. If Gizmodo was there, they would have found it already. Now, the biggest question is, what's this about iPhone prototypes being lost at a bar? It seems like Apple does this on purpose now. Now, speaking of iPhone prototypes, the front panel of a codename N94 iPhone prototype was leaked recently, but sadly it's the spitting image of the current generation iPhone 4. No changes aside from a small sensor hole at the top. Now, remember that the N92 codename was used for the Verizon iPhone, so that only leaves the N93 code open. But remember that back in February we were covering up this N93 prototype, which was even talked by the Wall Street Journal, and they were mentioning that this would be a smaller iPhone. Now, the big question is, would this be a smaller nano iPhone or would this be a slimmer, thinner iPhone? Time will tell. Well, iTunes Match was recently released to developers in iTunes 10.5 Beta 6.1, which is by the way now 7, and there are good things and bad things to talk about. First of all, it's only available to developers in the United States and it's in limited quantities, so you guessed it, I was one of the ones that bit the dust here. But the really extremely cool thing is that iTunes Match ends up streaming content to both your iPhone and Mac, even if Apple didn't mention anything about it. Now, this is not like Pandora or Spotify where you can stream any content for a specific amount of money. You can only stream the music that you've purchased, but think about it. If you have an 8GB iPhone 3GS or the future topped up iPhone 4 that will apparently only have 8GB of storage, you can pretty much go for the cheap iPhone, pay the $25 of iTunes Match with it, which ends up being a bargain if you only stream the content that you don't have on your phone and you keep the rest of your music on your phone. Kind of really cool because you can actually play the music or even download it from the cloud from your iOS device. You don't really have to connect to iTunes anymore. Really cool. Now, iOS 5 Beta 7 was recently released to developers, and aside from doing a couple of things for iTunes Match, rumors have it that it also allows you to sync within multiple computers that you've approved with just one iTunes account. So that's really nice because in the past you could only sync with one computer and period. And well, aside from that, it brings a couple of bug fixes. Now, the Newsstand Developer Kit was also released, so hopefully Newsstand will be working in the future, and it's just really interesting to see that Apple's now releasing their iOS versions just a week or two apart, so this does seem that Apple's moving fast. Hopefully we will be getting the Gold Master candidate soon and iOS 5's final release really soon. And before we head on over to the not so cool news, rumors have it that Apple will not be releasing a 4-inch display for the next generation iPhone. And to be honest with you, I'm actually kind of tired of these rumors. I mean, some people say it will, some people say it won't. I wish people would just make up their minds. And well, aside from that, the Sprint employees have just been receiving a memo from their management telling them not to speculate with customers about the iPhone 5 release. Now, not speculate and receiving a memo kind of means, yeah, we will be releasing a device, because if you don't really have plans on releasing anything, why would you send memos to people? Most probably Sprint will be getting it and hopefully getting it soon. And well, aside with these big news about AT&T not being able to buy T-Mobile because the government blocked it, we wonder if Apple really got prepared for releasing a T-Mobile version of the iPhone 5 or iPhone 4S or whatever will be released in the future. Time will tell. Okay, so that does it for the cool. Let's continue on with the not so cool. Bad news recently has Comex working for Apple, and Comex came on record on this Reddit interview over the web, and he talked about his new gig at Apple and what we could expect from the future from him. And well, it was just seriously being direct, saying, no, I'm not going to be jailbreaking devices anymore. I'm only going to be working for Apple in this internship. It looks like if it was love at first sight when he got there. So sadly, we've lost Comex, which was really important for the jailbreak community. Not sure if he passed on his tips to anybody else. He says he's expecting for jailbreaks to continue because he is interested on jailbreaking his device, but we're not really sure what to expect from this in the future. He did talk about how much money he made in donations from jailbreaking, but apparently it wasn't enough because he simply chose to take the gig. So sad news for the jailbreak community. Comex is out. Hopefully some other genius would come out because, hey man, it's just one man for how many trillion people in the world. Somebody else has to come out there and show some talent, man. That's it for today's show. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jaime Rivera. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. That's it for now.